What up? So yeah, actually, it's kind of funny. I guess you can almost call it a book. I wrote a book. um, yeah, sort of wrote a book. But it's on Amazon for sale. It's on Medium, which is like a writer's blog type website or something like that. It was also featured on another website called resilientpeople.ca. And what else? Yeah, Amazon, Medium, resilientpeople.ca featured it. So that's pretty cool. It's published as a book. So apparently I'm an author now. But the title goes, My Life Story and Experience with Homelessness, Stigma, and Systematic Corruption. So I'm going to leave links to that for you guys to check out. And yeah, go and check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Actually, sorry, I wanted to add to that. Basically, yeah, about the homelessness and stigma thing. So basically, what happened is I joined something called the Existence Project. So you can look it up. It's www.existenceproject.ca. And what they do is basically get normal people that have been through homelessness and have experienced stigma within society, also stigma from the system, employment stigma, renting stigma, landlord stigma, society stigma. You get treated differently once you fall below that line and you become homeless or low income or somebody on disability or income assistance, anything like that. You start to notice that there's a stigma directed towards you. You start to notice people treat you differently, treat you unfairly, the system treating you unjustly, unfairly. And there's the stigma in between, homeless people and how they became homeless, and society, and the way society looks at people that are homeless. So the way society thinks is ridiculous. Hold on. Nah, the way society thinks is people become homeless because of their own actions, their own failures, and they think it's because drug addiction. The majority of people think homelessness is caused from drug addiction directly, which is false, because I've witnessed it in my entire life. I've seen how this process works, from a child to an adult to a homeless person to a drug addict, whatever. And this is the actual order. It doesn't start by a drug addiction and then you become homeless. You know what I mean? Actually, it starts from trauma when you're a child, when you're a young individual, and you go through various traumas in your life. And that trauma turns into not being able to function in society properly, which turns into society rejecting you and basically saying you're a fucking bum, get a job, you fucking loser, blah, blah. And then, you lose self-confidence, and then you become distorted, you become depressed, you become, emotionally damaged, you post-traumatic stress disorder, you know what I'm saying? All those traumas start to have an emotional and mental and even spiritual and physical effect on you, stopping you from being able to function as a normal civilian or citizen within society, the way society and the system expects you to function. So then you're influenced by the streets, the drug dealers. The drug dealers' objective is to get people hooked on drugs. So there are people out there with the intent of approaching you with drugs to infiltrate you, to get you to take the drugs so that they can profit from you. Okay, I know, because I was a drug dealer since I was 15 years old, and I was on the strip looking for not only drug addicts that are already addicted to drugs, but I was also looking for vulnerable people that I could persuade and manipulate to take drugs so that they would become addicted to them and then fucking buy the shit off me month after month after month after week after week. And I did so, and it did work, and I made money, a lot of it in a short period of time. Now, society can't see this. They don't understand it. They can't comprehend it. The system can't see it, can't comprehend it. Impossible for them to do so. The only way that you're ever going to truly know the truth and reality is if you experience it yourself. So then society looks at you like a piece of shit, and it makes you withdraw from the system even further away from society, away from the typical direction that every other civilian and citizen goes. And again, that leads to resentment, it leads to hate towards the system, it leads to, the system is creating its own problem. Okay? The system was corrupt from the beginning, and it's created its own distortion, and it's increased the crime rate, and it's increased poverty, increased homelessness, and increased mental health, therefore requiring more funding for more programs to help these things that people don't want to help with. And also then you have the system telling you that your tax dollars go to welfare checks and disability checks after they've created this entire stigma against you from society to basically hate you and not want to help you, cutting you off from resources that we need, when really these human beings were just traumatized, broken people that needed help but were rejected and spit on and laughed at and called an outcast or a piece of shit, and then you have society hating you even more because they think they're working their asses off for their tax dollars to go to your welfare checks and your disability checks, making you even more of a piece of shit in the eyes of society. This is the stigma. This is the lie. This is the veil that's being uncovered now. The system turns us against each other instead of makes us help each other. It's clearly not working. Whatever they thought was, the right way to go is not working. I've been in the streets since I was 15. I've also been on the other side of the fence where I've been a normal citizen that was working full time and experiencing life from that angle, feeling what it feels like to be treated like a normal person. And then the difference in how you get treated when you're a homeless person. I grew up with no family. I grew up with, no good influences. I didn't even know what a SIN number was at the age of 18 years old. Okay? There's supposed to be guidance, beacons in your life that are supposed to guide you in the right direction from a child up. They're called your parents. If your parents are corrupt and distorted, and they are also victims of the system, and they've become drug addicts, alcoholics from the pain and the trauma that they went through in their lives, so they resorted to that numbing of the pain and disconnection with society. Those are your influences at an early age before you even had a fair, just chance to develop who society or the standard of society expects you to be. So it's all backwards, and the people that need the help the most are being, stomped on and hate it. All that energy of hate directed towards these people are making them sick, mentally, physically, spiritually. Our words have a molecular effect on our bodies. Our thoughts, our energy has a direct physical, spiritual, and molecular effect on us, on the mind, the human body, the soul, the spirit. These things are real. These things exist. These are scientifically proven things. We're made out of pretty much, like 80% water, and they prove that vibrations, tones, words have a molecular effect on the molecular structure of water based on whether you're saying hateful words or loving words towards the water. It changes the molecular structure. You can watch the video. They did it with the rice experiment as well. But it's proven. Even our thoughts, affect our reality, of course, like the law of attraction. Soon enough, the things that you've been thinking about somehow come to your existence, even sometimes after you forget that you even thought about it. You think something, you forget about it, you move on your day, and then boom, it happens. You're like, holy shit, I'm not sure, but didn't I think this? Yeah, you did. And that was the result of your thought. You know what I mean? So, anyways, check this out. I'm gonna leave the links to my book, and you guys tell me what you think.